Welcome back to my backyard snack yard. Today I want to show you my mulberry tree, or I should say mulberry bush really, because it is in full fruit. This is a Charlotte Russe mulberry. It's a black mulberry. You can see some of them are turning color now. It's an everbearing mulberry bush that fruits in old and new wood. And it's doing better than ever. Very often, because it's quite precocious, it tries to shoot out lots of leaves and flowers and things really early while there's still danger of frost. And one year it got really hit by frost and nearly died off completely. But this year we had a really early spring and it started flowering and fruiting so early that now it's already so full of beautiful fruit. When I first started tasting these years ago, I thought that they tasted a little bit watery, a little bit tasteless, sort of bland, I guess. But since then, I learned that it's important to withhold water once they start ripening, because that just allows them to really sweeten up and not get all watery and bland, really. So I did that last year, and although the berries were slightly smaller, they were so flavorsome. Really sweet and really good. And they are such beautiful jewel-like fruits. I've seen huge trees of them. This one will never get as big as a tree. It's really a bush one. It's actually a dwarf as well. But I've seen big trees of them in these beautiful National Trust properties here in the UK. And they are just dripping with fruit. Such a gorgeous sight. I find they tend to raise the crown in those old trees, so the fruits are always sort of out of reach. You can't like snack on a few, but they're still so beautiful just to look up and see all these red and black and green fruits just hanging down there. So stunning. So this one is doing really well. And surprisingly, the birds don't seem to be too interested in them. I think that's because there's so much else for them to want to gobble up in this garden. And I do have little feeding stations for them with proper bird food, which keeps them busy. But saying that, they always want to go for my blueberries, so I'm not really sure why they haven't eaten these yet, but I'm not complaining. They probably will discover them before too long. Maybe they're waiting for them to get really properly ripe. And I think because it's everbearing, I could really soon do with doing a summer prune. It's really spreading out. You see there's quite a few branches down here. Quite a few stems, because it did die back, as I said, and so it grew up a few stems down here, and they're just so big and sprawling. So yeah, I'll do a summer prune, and that won't affect the fruiting at all, because as I said, they do fruit on old and new wood, so it will just keep going. The leaves are also edible. You can use them in teas. I think I've seen people mix them with berries and make the sort of mulberry leaf and berry tea, which sounds nice. I haven't tried it myself yet, but I will do so. But yeah, that is a pretty one, isn't it? Such a nice year for them. And here are the geraniums too, the hardy geraniums. I wonder if you can hear the little nest of baby chicks somewhere. Little baby birds. I've got some abascum over here too, which is starting to grow up. That's a really useful medicinal herb as well. And it's very pretty too. But yeah, I'm going to start looking for the really ripe ones and pick them. Of course, in the UK, it's really difficult to withhold water because it does rain so much, at least in my part of the UK. But this summer we've had a nice hot summer so far. Lots of sunshine. and the occasional rainfall. So that means that they are actually getting really, really sweet. And they're such a good size too. So it's really the best of both worlds. Let's try to pick one. Nice ripe one. There we go. Let's see. Look at that. They look so much like blackberries in my opinion, but the taste is very different. For sure. But they're definitely a fun berry to grow, I think. A lovely tree. And they've always been really popular here in the UK, which is why they're in so many National Trust properties. Old, beautiful, stately homes. That one seems a bit hard to pick. Let's get it. The thing about them is that they're a bit messy to pick too. Quite juicy berries. But lots and lots of fun. So I'll get on with picking a few of them, but thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.